Okay, today this is my client Jalen. Welcome to Janelle's Beauty Studio. And today we've already applied the foundation, its base, and we've done her eyebrows. Today we're just going to, or at least I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply foundation, how to conceal and correct, and how to blend and give an overall beautiful flawless finish to your foundation. So today we're going to begin with the Kat Von D's Lock-It Foundation. It's full coverage and it's a very comfortable foundation to be in and wear. So let's go ahead and apply this onto the face. I'm just going to apply it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my hand. I'm going to start off with 2 pumps with the damp beauty blender. Dab it in there and go ahead and put spots all over her face where I'm going to blend. And as I need more, I'll just reach for it and go. Now I'm pressing this into her face. I'm not scraping it, I'm not rubbing it on. Go ahead and turn this way. I'm just pressing it into her face because that's what a beauty blender is supposed to do. See the coverage it's giving? It's a very, very, very beautiful foundation. And it really is like the name says, Kat Von D's Lock-It. It locks right into place as it sets. So you can expect for it to not go anywhere. And just blend it. And go ahead and turn towards me. And we're going to blend it out. Now I'm going to go in for a little bit more, a half a drop. You only really need 2 drops depending on how much coverage you want. Go ahead and look up for me. Make sure you get underneath your model's eye. Now I'm blending under my model's eye. And I'm going around her eyebrows. And we kind of want to blend it down into her neck so it can be a seamless transition. And turn towards me. Just want to make sure you have an even coverage. And now, since I like the even coverage that it has, I'm going to go in with a concealer. Now, this step is very optional. You can go in with a foundation of your choice. I know there are people who use foundation in a place of concealer. Or you can choose one of your favorite concealers that you like, the way it looks under your eye, that's going to really bring your skin out and really give your face some dimension. Today I'm going in with Revlon's Color Stay Foundation in the color True Beige. A lot of people may think this is too light, but I don't believe in concealers or foundations being too light. It's just the way you blend them, especially when you're using them as a concealer. So I'm going to pretty much show you guys what I mean by that. And I really love the consistency of this foundation because it's very creamy and it's going to stay. So I'm putting it in a couple of spots where I want to bring out some features in her face that I want to bring forward. Turn towards me. And she already has a small forehead, so we really don't need to put much up there. So now we're going to blend this out. I'm also going to be using this one, but I'm going to flip the beauty blender over the other way so I can get underneath the eyes. This is a very delicate area, so when you're doing a client's face, you want to blend gently. You shouldn't be like stabbing them in the eyes. It shouldn't be like that. You want to gently press on their skin. No matter how hard you beat them in the face with the beauty blender, it does not mean you're going to blend it correctly and evenly. It's just about taking your time and making sure the product is blended out evenly. Now, do you see the way this foundation is blending out? The foundation I use for concealer, flawlessly. And she's going to have this beautiful natural glow underneath her eyes. And it's very pigmented. Revlon really did a good job with this formula. Now, as you can see, you are able to see where it is on her face. Now this is where further blending comes along. I like to use a skin finish. Some people use a foundation, which is okay, but I like to stick with something light because you do not need all those thick layers on your face or you're going to feel uncomfortable in your foundation. So I'm going to take a brush, a powder brush, and kind of saturate my brush in the powder and kind of go along. I'm not hitting the places where I've highlighted. I just want to go in between the places to set where the foundation was. And then I'm going to go over the places I highlighted with a banana powder so that we can furthermore get that highlighted effect. We're going for a really glamorous welcome to 2016 to just be even more of a flawless transition with the rest of her face. So that's why I'm going over it with a sheer kind of skin finish so it all can blend. You don't want anything harsh. Now, excuse me, I'm going to go over here and I'll be grabbing my Midnight Luxury powder. No worries if you get this on you just a little bit, it'll be okay because it's powder. It's the kind of powder that'll just fly right off. So I want to go ahead and set underneath her eyes. If you have a wrinkle issue, extra skin folded under there that you want to kind of tuck away, put away for later, you can definitely go under to create the illusion that it's not even there with this powder by setting your concealer. Her nose is already perfect. She really doesn't need to contour or anything to it unless she wanted it to be, you know, more precise. But we're going to let that sit and I'm going to get ready and just finish going back over places I feel could be blended more. Definitely want to get the hairline as well. You don't have to oil your scalp with your foundation or anything. You just want to get it to where it blends. I know I see a lot of people who wear foundation and makeup and it's completely, it looks like they seriously put on a new face because they have this big gap in between their hair and their makeup and it's not blended. So ladies, you want to be careful about that. Now, right now, what I'm going to also do is go ahead and wipe away this midnight powder. There's no need for it to bake unless, you know, if that makes you feel better, you can go ahead and bake. But it's pretty much did its job. Go ahead and look up for me. Again, you want to be very, very careful around your client's eye. You can really make or break a client if you get them in their eye. Now, also, I like to go over it, saturate that brush really good, because we don't want a ghostly effect. So like I said, this is a natural makeup look. You want the highlight to be there, but you should not, it should not be something you see in the light. You should not be able to tell, or nor should anyone else, tell where you were highlighting. You should just look more awake to people, not like you've highlighted. So now that I'm comfortable with the way that's looking, I'm going to go in and contour with the Shea Moisture, one of my favorite products. Their bronzer. If you're looking for a beautiful bronzer for ebony women or women of color, definitely go ahead and check Shea Moisture out. I like to go underneath the neck. Though she doesn't really, some people just don't have to contour. But just to give them a more defined look, to show off how, you know, their facial shape, what they've all been born with naturally, you can definitely go and contour. Now the way her cheeks are, I like to do a rounded contour and bring it in towards the cheeks because her face is already set up that way. I like to do a rounded contour and bring it in towards the cheeks because her face is already set up that way. Or you can go against the way her face is set up and go straight down. That's going to give you a more masculine effect. This is going to give you a more feminine look by going in and rounding it like that. And now that I feel like her face is nice and bronzed, always just have a second to step back and look at the finished product. Look in the mirror. We have a lot of lighting here just to make sure everything is looking very, very well and blended, because that's the most important part. I'm going to go back in and step in with an eyeshadow brush I was using earlier to blend her creases. And just because we did use a powder on her face, I'm going to go in and kind of drag the colors out a little bit because they may have gotten a little bit destroyed. I'm not even going to use the word destroyed. The ends here probably met with the beauty blender. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a blush, one of my favorite blushes at the moment. And I'm going to just knock off some of this here. I'm going to go with a nice, simple, very natural palette here by e.l.f. $6, definitely something you would have to pick up. I'm going to ask her to turn this way. You definitely want to put your blush on in the light so you can know what is too much and what is not. I'm going to be mixing these two colors here. Very pigmented. You don't even need that much. Turn that on. And she's not really a blush girl, so that's all we're going to use. Just a little bit. Just to add dimension to the face. Then we're going to go ahead, and since I feel like we're finished, I'm going to let her do her own eyeshadow. I'm going to go in and spray her face to put some moisture back in there because we have used powders. And last but not least, what I'm going to do is just a quick touch up with her brows to kind of give them a little depth and dimension with the Anastasia Beverly Hills color in Ebony. I'm going to go in her outer V part of her eyebrows just to kind of darken them up. And I'm not going to bring that all the way to the front. I'm just doing it to where it looks like, okay, she actually has hair there. And it's going to look more natural to where it's not so much, hey, I drew my eyebrows. And because they're sparse, it's going to look more like, go ahead and turn towards me. I just filled it in a little bit, if you guys get that. I'm going to keep it nice and clean. And then, like I said, I'm going to let her do her eyebrows. We'll have a finished picture for you all to see. And thank you for tuning in with me and watching this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it.